Welcome to yet another Epika Worlds Update. Today we're going to focus on our future plans, specifically on city of Jerusalem and the Jewish temple. In the last update, you have seen us talk about Capernaum, and that's where we started building Epika. And just kind of a refresher on geography. This is Middle East, Egypt, Cairo, Israel, and if you zoom in, you will see Jerusalem is right here. This is Tel Aviv. And so far in Epika, we've been working with Sea of Galilee and specifically Capernaum, kind of where Jesus preached for 3 years. But next, we're going to move on to Jerusalem and the Jewish temple. More famous, particularly than Capernaum. A lot of things happen in Jerusalem. And if you zoom in, Jerusalem, you will see right here this is the old city, and right here this is the Temple Mount. This is the remnants, the walls of the Jewish temple as it stood there in the first century in the times of Jesus. Technically it's the second temple, it's named, so we actually can drop in. And this is Western Wall. You're seeing here, that's the segment where Jews come to pray today. Again, very famous Western Wall. So it's part of the wall of the remnants of the Jewish temple. In fact, let's just zoom out and show you a view of the Temple Mount. So some of the better views can be seen if you drop in, probably from this point right here. You will see the Temple Mount and the remnants of the Jewish temple. So that's modern day Jerusalem, hilly area. And we're on top of Mount Olives. There's Jewish cemetery. There's a Muslim cemetery over here. And this is Temple Mount. And this wall, that is the remnants of the Jewish temple as it stood in the first century before Romans have destroyed it. Western wall pieces right there. You can see this, what I showed you just a second ago. And that's what we'd like to talk to you about. So jumping back to the presentation. Jerusalem first century. Again, we started in Capernaum. We built Capernaum using Unreal Engine. This is where you can walk through Capernaum and see all the details. In fact, let's jump into Capernaum for a second and just show you what we're talking about. Kind of, you have other videos to explain how our product works or is going to work. This is just a demo. But if we jump in here into Sea of Galilee, you will see city of Capernaum that we've recreated with as much historical accuracy as we could. And we actually use a lot of research from different archaeologists. But the main archaeologist that we work with is Leon Rittmeyer, who is one of the predominant archaeologists. This is Peter House. This is synagogue in Capernaum as it stood in the first century. You'll be able to walk into the synagogue, just kind of showing you some of the details we'll be able to do and kind of the experience to compare it to the Jewish temple we'll be building in Jerusalem. So kind of jumping back, we'll basically use same technology that we've done for Capernaum for Jerusalem. We actually have done this before. If you kind of look at history of Epika, my two partners, Vladimir Balan and Nelson Saba, and Nelson has done this actually twice before, one time with Vladimir. In about 2001, Illumina Bible, that was the first immersive Bible that we've built. It was done on CDs, sold about 600,000 copies in different editions, and kind of using graphics at that time. That was the recreation of Jewish temple. And then Glow in 2009 was yet another version of the Bible. Now it's more started on DVDs and became an app. At its height, it had 3.5 million downloads. And actually won Christian ECPA, Evangelical Christian Publishers Association Bible of the Year in one of the years. And they kind of had the recreation of the Jewish temple in 3D. And now we can use the knowledge we have of what we've done before and all the blueprints and the technology of today, specifically using Unreal Engine, and kind of what I showed you we've done at Capernaum, to rebuild the Jewish temple and really the rest of Jerusalem and other holy sites. So this is kind of what Jerusalem looked like in the first century. And we'll see it wasn't a very big city. It's kind of almost outlay of old city, but a little bit different. And this is kind of the drawings of the Second Temple, based on Jewish sacred texts and all the research and excavations that have been done in the area. You kind of see the wall, that's the wall that's remaining. One of the importance of Jewish temple and the Temple Mount is this rock right here you see. And the red outline is exactly where the Jewish temple stand. And this is where tabernacle sat, Holy of Holies. So if you zoom in on that rock, you see the little white dot there. It's not very easy to zoom in this PDF. That's where Holy of Holies, Ark of the Covenant sat. And today you have actually a Muslim mosque on there, Dome of the Rock, which now sits, which is the purple outline, which is also sitting surrounding the rock. You kind of see here Herod's temple again and the Dome of the Rock overlay. So you'll be able to transition and see how Temple Mount looks today, which is similar to the image I showed you, to what the Jewish temple looked like in the first century. That's kind of the feature of a product. You'll be able to see the present and the past. And actually over time, we'll be able to add a Jerusalem and Temple Mount over different time periods, times of Jesus, and then later. You can actually kind of see kind of historically how things have changed on the Temple Mount. This is actually from Glow. You can see you were able to actually come into the Jewish temple and walk around and see, but obviously technology improved dramatically in the last 15 years. So you'll have a really much better experience of being able to go inside and see exactly how things worked. You'll be able to see inside the holy place and see the Holy of Holies and kind of exactly understand how the Jewish tradition has worked back in the first century. And then, again, as I mentioned, we'll use the latest technologies, which is Unreal 5.4, the version is currently we're using. And obviously, as it upgrades and new engines come out, we can also upgrade this experience. So that's kind of the importance and kind of the interesting thing about Epika. We can add stories, we can add places, and we can upgrade our technology over time and kind of make this experience of the immersive Bible become better and better over time. So here's a last look of what the Jewish temple in the first century would have looked like. I appreciate your time. If you would like to collaborate with us or would like to learn more, there's an email. Please subscribe to the channel and watch our other videos. We're excited to bring this out. We are a for-profit entity, but we obviously would love to work with all Christian denominations to use this in education and learning more about the Holy Land. Thank you so much for your time.